Timrak turns and burns by McCaskill. Wonderful for LaRue, but in steps Simon. Timrak turns and burns. LaRue following that all the way.
Oh, they don't have that much shit. That's a pretty good shit.
Wonderful for LaRue, but in steps Simon. Timrak turns
Combination
and
play
LaRue
from
following that all the
Timrak
way.
in the
Oh, they don't have that
midfield to
much shit.
find
That's a
LaRue.
pretty good shit.
Wonderful. At this point.
That's it. I mean, neither team is testing the opponent's goalkeeper.
Oh,
so
I know what I need to get
on
is
paper, yeah, Michelle Betos
the
is doing
tank
great.
top,
That's
the wife
it. I mean,
beaters.
neither team is testing the opponent's goalkeeper.
Oh, I
so
know what I need to get
on
is
paper, battle between Michelle Betos
the tank
against Malay and keeping her footing.
Oh fuck, I didn't realize Copa was on.
Is it?
Yeah, and you know what starts tomorrow? Copa. Oh fuck, I didn't realize Copa was on.
Is it? Remind me of that.
Presley tries to reset to Ali Krieger, who is questionable coming in with an ankle injury. Marta, Morgan, Aaron McLeod, Phoebe McClernon, Marissa Vigiano, Jade Moore, all unavailable on the night. Orlando certainly nicked up as the Olympic stretch begins in the NWSL. Louisville, on the other hand, simply waiting for the inclusion of Nadia Nadim to complete their roster for the time being. No Addison Merrick this evening, but return Bonner, Kaiser, and Olafson off the injury list. And in the 58th minute, they do hold a lead. 21st minute goal from Ebony Salmon.
For Orlando, they knew the Olympics were coming up. They knew that they'd be losing players like Marta, McLeod, Morgan for international duty. And they did the work at the front half of this season, getting into first place, sticking to the top of the table. So now they have a game or two to adjust with the missing players, and now to bring in players off the bench who've been waiting in the flanks for their time to shine and their moment to get game minutes, not just starts, but full games under their belt throughout this next stretch where those big-time stars are gone for the Olympics, but so much room for other players to come in.
Well, a change here for Orlando. You see the end of the night for Tony Presley.
Ladies and gentlemen. Presley.
Seems like a bit of a cool reception on both sides there. Presley and the bench. Amy Turner comes on, second appearance since coming over from Manchester United. Good work by LaRue. Louisville is starting to prepare subs as well. A weaving run and a foul. Comes from Bonner.
Not what we usually see from Bonner, but for Orlando Pride, looking good for them as they move down the pitch into better positioning to try to even out this scoreline.
Maggie Doherty Howard. That appeared to be off the training ground. Thomas collides in. Timrak wants the return, deflects around. Salmon as far as Peterson. The referee is bringing play all the way back here. Ashlyn Harris is wondering why as well. Bouncing between three, including LaRue. Cleared by Louisville. Peterson. Timrak. Simon.
Timrak fighting through the back of Simon. That foul called on Timrak.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution.
Two changes here for Racing Louisville. Julia Ashley will replace Aaron Simon in the back. Fifth appearance for Ashley, all off the bench. Should get about 98 minutes on the season if she sees this out. Mina Ekic will replace Lauren Millay in midfield.
Also leading the game for Louisville, number 2, Lauren Millay. She's replaced by number 13.
Incredible game by Lauren Millay. Put in a lot of miles and a lot of effort up and down this flank, getting crosses into the box. Not a part of the goal that we saw from Ebony Salmon and Cece Kaiser with the assist for Salmon, but Millay, an impact player for this Louisville team. She definitely has a bright future ahead of her at Racing.
Salmon to a sweeping McCaskill. Got cleaned out by Korniak. Now Timrak is fouled.
Julia Ashley stepping onto the field and already getting a bit more instruction. There can be a learning curve for players, especially with a new team, trying to understand how they're trying to play positionally on the field.
Pull through. Ekic chasing still. If you thought getting Millay off the field and getting into the Louisville bench was going to give Courtney Peterson a breather, you appear to have been mistaken.
No breaks for Courtney Peterson tonight with Ekic stepping on in place of Millay. Ekic just such a workhorse.
Riley with her head up. Thomas. Just got away from LaRue. Pass was off the mark.
Yeah, almost lazy passing and lazy playing between Thomas and LaRue. They look tired out there, not moving to the ball, not shuffling to collect that pass.
Orlando trying to avoid what would be a third straight defeat. That'd be the 7th time in franchise history they've lost 3 or more games in a row. Only Washington, who've had it happen 8 times in the past 5 years, can lay claim to more 3-game-plus losing streaks. And when you think back to Orlando when they were top of the table and top of the world 2 weeks ago, before they had been defeated, Mark Skinner was the first to raise his hand and say, there's a long way to go. He wasn't drinking the Kool-Aid just yet, or the Capri Sun as it might be. LaRue, ahead now for Timrak. Timrak back across, is seeking out Jonsdottir, and this gets out over the line. Corner.
Timrak's been making diagonal runs across Louisville's back line all night, and this time Doherty Hauer finds LaRue, and LaRue the little slip pass to Timrak. She gets the cross off, but not enough mustard on the pass into the box.
Orlando felt set pieces were going to be enormous in this game. Can they capitalize? Peterson out toward LaRue. Strong-willed header into space, and Kaiser circumnavigates the pack and turns on the burner. Kaiser Salmon, McCaskill. Ekic goes over top of, I believe that's Jonsdottir, who remains down. May have taken a cleat to the face. Referee has stopped play as Ekic went over the top of Jonsdottir, may have inadvertently dragged a cleat up by the head.
This play starting for Louisville in a transition and then a switch of the play. You see Ekic as Jonsdottir slides in and gets complete ball. Ekic goes over the top of Jonsdottir, and Ekic's foot finding Jonsdottir's face.
So Timrak comes off. Chelsea Washington in her stead.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Abby Kim has come on as well.
Leaving the game is number 15, Erica Timrak. She is replaced by number 27, Chelsea Washington. Also for Orlando Pride, leaving the game, number 31, Crystal
Thomas. The other change. Saw 3 on the board, and I'm thinking Presley already, okay.
We figured it out.
We did. So the third change in the second window for Orlando now. Turner, Washington, and Kim have come on. Salmon. Head snapped back in frustration. From Orlando, the Pride looking to get back onto the winning side of the ledger. May be upset here tonight. Louisville grabbed a goal in the 21st minute and have not looked back. McCaskill cleared by Krieger, recovered by Kim. Finds McCaskill once more. At this stage, Lisa, what are you looking for from Orlando with 20 minutes to go to help them end a now over 200-minute streak without a goal?
Well, Orlando needs to get on the board, and Mark Skinner knows that. He's putting in some fresh legs with Washington up top. Ooh.
Salmon and Turner not making friends here.
Not at all. Turner hit the deck and immediately tried to be in Salmon's face. But for Orlando, having new legs on with Kim up top and Washington in the midfield, it provides a little bit of a different look for Washington. She can hold the ball in the midfield and allow runs off of her, so perhaps we'll see Jonsdottir moving more into the attack as Washington holds up the ball in that attacking end. And then Kim, some fresh legs across the top line for this Orlando Pride team. She's watched the first and second half of this game. She understands where the spaces are.
Nagasato. Space broke down. McCaskill lifting. Bouncing in behind. Kaiser. Flag had come up late.
Cece Kaiser has been so close on 3 or 4 chances throughout this game. Whether it's crosses coming in and she's late to the run, or on something like that, just a hair offside.
For what it's worth, Ebony Salmon and Amy Turner, who just collided moments ago, did play twice against each other in the English First Division this past season. Man United beat Bristol City 1-0 and 6-1. The only goal scored by Bristol City in that series, Ebony Salmon. Tobin Heath bagged a pair, only a Galton had 2 as well. tack on here for Orlando. Kim. Punched away. Eckert slides. Free kick. Orlando. And a yellow card as well.
Impressive run out of the midfield from Maggie Doherty Howard as she shakes that one off. It's a toe poked out by Louisville. Doherty Howard gets there first. Eckich trying to get her toe in there to get onto the ball. Doherty Howard just flipping over Eckich's leg. And now this, an opportunity for Orlando Pride.
Where traditionally you might have Marta. Korniak.
Ladies and gentlemen, the yellow card has been issued to Louisville, number 13, Amina Eckich, in the 73rd minute.
Peterson trying to work with Washington. There's McCaskill. Even a point tonight for Orlando carries with it the opportunity to draw level, top the table with North Carolina. Side that came so disappointed off their 2-0 loss to North Carolina last time out, looking for more sharpness in the final third, better service. It's eluded them again so far tonight. Ashley, LaRue still.
The tenacity, the perseverance of LaRue is impressive to watch. She doesn't get the initial ball, ends up winning it at her feet. After she gets taken down, she's immediately back up. Good defending by Ashley to keep the ball moving, and then Sid LaRue again gets beat, still working hard to get the ball back. That's a player that is looking for a point right now, looking for a goal. She's hungry to find the back of the net. If Orlando can feed Sydney LaRue through Louisville's back line, she will be lethal.
Conversely, Louisville's goal coming into this game is to keep LaRue and Korniak off the ball, and so far they've done it pretty effectively. Still plenty of time left, and LaRue won't go quietly into the night, although that diagonal snagged in front of Riley, and it's Fox. Stridently forward, Salmon. Fox going end to end, cuts this back and toward the penalty spot with a deflection. It got behind Nagasato. And this game is stretched wide open off the head of Korniak. Betos has it under control.
End to end to end for both of these teams. Both trying to catch their opponents in the quick counterattack by switching the field from one side to the other and then moving quickly while their opponent is out of shape. Louisville almost got beat on their own game.
Ashley. Jan's daughter. So get out. 2 changes coming for Racing. They've made 2 changes thus far. So subs 3 and 4. Cece Kaiser and Ebony Salmon are coming off.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Louisville in the 70th
Shayna
minute.
Matthews
Leading the game is number 5.
step in up
Cece
front.
Kaiser is replaced by number 20.
And Ebony Salmon grabs goal number 3, the 21st minute. Did a lot of work on her own here.
She definitely did. The through ball from Kaiser and Salmon, creating space for herself, being calm on the ball, understanding she has Allie Krieger as a defender on her and Ashlyn Harris to get past, and that's no sweat for Salmon.
And let's say this, about half an hour before this game began, was being attended to by an athletic trainer, sat on the bench for a few minutes, went back into warm-ups. It was a brief question, perhaps, as this rolled ahead toward LaRue. That's Salmon's availability. Chrissy Alley's been so notable about his precaution. Ball across for LaRue. LaRue over the top and wide.
Good thing for Louisville that Ebony Salmon able to shake off that pregame injury. And as this ball comes in for the Pride, Sid LaRue just trying to get something on top of it. Any ball that is lofted towards LaRue at this point in the game will be contested for by LaRue.
Her desire in this game, you can feel it through the screen.
You definitely can. She wants this for her team. Even just 1 point right now for Orlando would do wonders for them in the standings, just getting them back to the top.
Horniak gives chase.
And Mike, when you see a player like Sydney LaRue, who's been fighting and playing her heart out throughout this entire match, her teammates around her see that energy and that tenacity that she has on the field, and they raise their own level.
Matthews denied the end line by Krieger. Fighting through Kim. Visit NWSLshop.com to find your club's latest gear. Support your favorite NWSL club with the latest tees, sweatshirts, hats, novelties, and more. NWSLshop.com. It's the space kits tonight for Orlando. Always in style. The tug in from behind by Kim.
Kim trying to dance around the defender. Kim has so much speed, but if she can't get in stride, and defender does exactly what they should do, get themselves between Kim and the ball, and Kim doesn't stand a chance.
Montez may have overcooked that a bit, but it is to Racing's benefit. Do you feel like you've learned anything about Racing Louisville from this 80 minutes? This is as composed a road performance as we've seen from them yet.
A full, complete game is really what we're seeing from Louisville, from start to finish, not getting frustrated after 20 minutes when they haven't broken down a team or they haven't scored every time they get into their attacking end. It's honestly a more mature team than we've seen from Louisville, and a lot of credit goes to Christy Holly for sticking with his squad and all the young players with not a lot of experience.
Ooh. That's well handled. I suppose if you've got Harris, you can afford to do that, but Turner living dangerously, and perhaps they've pulled Louisville a bit out of their shell in the process. I don't care if Dabini's on the goal line. I'm not playing a flighted ball back to my goalkeeper. Ball sliced through by Riley. We'll get a second look. Floats, LaRue, header, Betos. And Betos will scoop this up, looking for her league-leading 5th shutout.
Orlando knocking on the door here with this lofted ball coming in, and LaRue getting a piece of it, but that's all it is, just a piece as the ball skims off her head. It's an easy collection for Michelle Betos.
Free kick for Louisville. McCaskill pays the price once more. Expected goals are a way of trying to describe the value of scoring chances for and against your side. Racing Louisville has theoretically conceded over 20 expected goals this year. On the field, they've allowed just a dozen. Point being, Michelle Betos and perhaps a lack of finishing by the opposition have made Louisville a far sturdier defense than statistically one would imagine based on the quality of chances created. Only Gotham is in the same neck of the woods in terms of that difference between expected goals allowed and actual goals allowed. But Gotham's only given up 3. This has been a Louisville defense that Michelle Betos has found a way to make substantially better statistically than one would have anticipated. They're trying to get this shutout with 6 minutes to go that would secure a spot tied for 4th, safely above the playoff line for the weekend.
Remember, Mike, this is only the first game of the weekend. All 10 teams face off against each other. 1 game tomorrow, Saturday evening, and then 3 on Sunday. So come Sunday evening, Monday morning, the standings will look very different.
Matthews, see the upcoming games around the league, rotating. Can Kansas City find their first win? Chicago get back to more winning ways. Change here with 5 minutes remaining. Tanya Plummer will come on for Maggie Doherty Howard.
Maggie Doherty Howard.
And Strom for Peterson.
Also for the Orlando Pride,
And Korniak remains down. So that's the full 5 subs for Orlando, and the 5th change for Louisville is coming as well. Kaylee Reel try and help see this out, but Reel awaits on the touchline, and will take over for Yuki Nagasato. So likely Louisville into a back 5.
That's what I would do with Kaylee Reel, who is such a defensive force to be reckoned with, especially on this Louisville team. Sliding her in there, she'll sit back and hold, sliding into that center back position.
Athletic trainer hard at work here. Challenge Cup meeting between these two sides certainly suggests that this match is far from over. Wild late Brooke Hendricks game-tying goal off a set piece on opening night for the NWSL at Lynn Family Stadium. Christy Holly, last time he was here, 5-0 loser with Gotham In his previous head coaching stint, it was just days before he stepped down. Attack is on here for Matthews. Ekic making the central run, but it's Matthews sending this off frame. Korniak is returned to the field for Orlando.
Good to see Korniak after being taken care of by the trainers. And taking a look back at that Matthews run down the far sideline for Louisville, she has energy in her. And these players that are coming off the bench for both squads, they're still looking to make a name for themselves. There are opening starting positions across the league that players are fighting for. This is their chance now to get some game minutes, show their confidence, show their ability to their coaches and their versatility, what they can add to their squads on the field.
Cleared by Ashley. What can they add to this team? What could they add to an Angel City or a San Diego? Something on the line, individually and collectively here in the dying minutes. Jonsdottir pursuing Fox. Mission accomplished by Emily Fox, who has been magnificent much of the night.
Emily Fox has done a tremendous job joining into the attack, giving Louisville numbers up opportunities when they get in and around their box. And this time, drawing a corner kick, keeping the ball for her team, not just stalling, but also winning it back for them off a set piece.
What a fearsome duo it is to see in the corner when you're trying to win the ball away. McCaskill and Matthews. It'll stay with Louisville for a throw into the 90th minute now.
For Louisville, their organization throughout this 90-minute game has been very impressive to see. They've done a nice job getting behind the ball as soon as they lose it, putting a lot of pressure on Orlando to not go long and find Sydney Leroux in and over the top in the transition. This Louisville team is truly coming together, playing a full game. If this is what the future holds for Louisville, it is very bright.
It's a future that we'll see Washington come to town on the 25th. So a little time off here and then away to OL Reign, host Kansas City, away to Gotham by the middle of August. They'll host the Women's Cup in Lynn Family Stadium as well. Moving up some major international competition alongside the Red Stars, protecting the NWSL's name in the global game. 5 added minutes. Well, finally, the infuriating attempt to get the ball back for Orlando is satisfied.
Louisville doing a tremendous job to frustrate Orlando. Not only frustrate them, but run out a lot of the clock, a few minutes shaved off.
Kim motoring forward. Will bounce back to Krieger. Turner.
It's not a bad idea from Amy Turner coming out of the back line to play that long ball over the top. And you have players like Leroux and Korniak, Kim, and Washington chasing it down. At this point in the game, that's what Orlando has now. That's all they have, to play those long balls and see if Sydney Leroux can make some magic happen.
Held up well by Plummer. To the feet of Leroux. Support down the left-hand side. Strom drives, cleared. Further now, sending McCaskill sprinting against Krieger. Driven up by Turner. Approaching the midway point of stoppage time. And still it feels Orlando is no closer to an equalizer. Matthews and Riley. Not a lot in that from Matthews, but enough. It forced Riley to stumble over.
Orlando throwing what resources they have forward.
To your point, Amy, Turner is inching back to the center circle as a result. Ashlyn Harris. A bit of soccer tennis. Harris delivers. Over Korniak, all the way through LaRue! Sydney LaRue is broken through now! 100 seconds to go and Orlando level! And she's tied for the league scoring lead.
All it took was a little bit of Sydney LaRue magic for the Orlando Pride. Ashlyn Harris with a beautiful ball in and over the top. And LaRue sitting on the back shoulder of Ashley, waiting for the ball to bounce through. Calm, cool, and composed, she finds the side netting.
5th of the year. Level now with Lynn Williams atop the league scoring leaderboard. Ashlyn Harris, a magnificent second ball in, the assist. This result would see Orlando level with North Carolina, first place in the NWSL. .30 seconds to go now. Christy Holly is trying to push the team forward. Bounces down. Matthews. Matthews trying to get by Krieger. And did so overzealously. And Orlando wants a winner. Riley pushing everybody forward. Jonsdottir down the line for Plummer. And the full-time whistle. Orlando steals a point at the end. And Sydney LaRue, simply out of gas, gave every bit that she had and comes up with the late equalizing goal. Orlando won, Louisville won.
Incredible fight from Sydney LaRue. Just exhausted on the pitch right now as she finally catches her breath. She gave everything throughout this game. After that Louisville goal early in the 20th minute or so, Sydney LaRue never stopped fighting. She's the one that kept pressing hard, and she's the one that ultimately got the goal, and deservedly so for Orlando Pride. A great fight from Louisville, though. Give them so much credit for how they held Orlando Pride until the stoppage time at the very end.
We've seen Sydney LaRue over the years provide so much. But one wonders if she's ever run as many miles as she did today. End line to end line. Finally gets one over the line in the dying 2 minutes. Orlando and Louisville 1-1. We wrap it up after this.